Lynette and Patricia Charles of Prospect Hall, Carriacou, died on Monday the 2nd of September at the age of 81. She was the mother of Fitzgerald Charles and Dennis Rayburn, grandmother of Chloe, Cordell, and Camille Charles, mother-in-law of Rhonda Charles, stepmother of Yvette James, Raymond Charles, and Godwin Quashie, sister of Virginia Wallace, Iris Lashley, Homie Ortiz, Thaddeus Bartholomew, Timothy Bartholomew, and Roger Jeremiah. Many nieces and nephews, including Deborah Rayburn, Maureen Hagley, Trevor Rayburn, Andel, and Boris Bartholomew. Sister-in-law of Jean Nelson, Leonora Jaffe, Letitia McIntosh, Monica Barkley, George Charles, and Innocent Charles. Dedicated caretakers Gloria Guy, Shelley Frank, Jennifer Lewis, and Dr. Davis. Other relatives and friends, including Winston, Michael, and Cynthia Bartholomew, Wilma McQuilkin, and Marilyn Frederick, godson Presley Noel. Close relatives and friends, including Helen Wilson, Ivincia Akins, Phyllis Matheson, Lystra Charles, Dennis Regis, Norris Stewart and family, Youthlin and family, Sylvia Coy and family, the Guadalupe, Lawrence, and Alexander families, members of the Mothers Union of Christ, the King Anglican Church, and St. Francis Anglican Church, friends and neighbors of Prospect Hall, Carriacou. The funeral for the late Lynette and Patricia Charles of Prospect Hall, Carriacou, will take place on Monday, the 23rd of September at 12 noon. The funeral service will be held at the St. Francis Anglican Church, Harveyville, Carriacou. Interment will be at the Brunswick Cemetery. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home. Joseph Brown, also known as Funky and Rum Truck, of Golf Course, Grandin, St. George, died on Sunday the 8th of September at the age of 61. Left to cherish his memories are his siblings Leonard and Desley Brown, Sebastian, Jane St. Louis, Lynn and Diana Pressey in Trinidad, sister-in-law Jacqueline Perrott Brown, Aunt Victoria Smart of Golf Course, Uncle Ira Julian of Grandans Valley, goddaughter Simmer Pilgrim, many nieces and nephews, including Lennon and Anya Christopher in America, Renal, Tamara, Delroy, Dean Bradley, Kwame, Akim, and Kamal in Grenada, Hannah and Joel McKnight in Trinidad, and Ron in the UK. Many grandnieces and nephews, including Dondre Brown, cousins Patricia, Alicia, Allison, Camelia, Edwin, and Jacqueline Smart, Wendy Ann, Nick, Wendell, and Celo Julian. Many other relatives and friends, including Sherma Coutain and family, the Brown family of Golf Course, Glenna and Diane Pilgrim and family, Jean Clark and family, the Smart family, Judas by Miss Klein, Leslie Ann Hardy and family, Nancy, the boys by Day Shop in Golf Course, the boys by Crown Height Shop in Shannon Clay, other relatives, neighbors, and friends of Golf Course and surrounding areas. The funeral arrangements for the late Joseph Brown, also known as Funky and Rum Truck of Golf Course, Grandin, St. George, will take place on Tuesday the 24th of September at 1:30. The funeral service will be held at the Blessed Sacrament Catholic Church according to Anglican rites. Interment will be at the Grandin Cemetery. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Yvonne Carol Jones of Subi St. Andrew, owner of M&C Jones Mini Supermarket, located on Sendell Street in Grenville, died on Wednesday the 5th of September at the age of 63. She was the mother of Vakisha Jones and Neil Fleming, grandmother of Katelia, sister of Eric in Trinidad, Bridget in England, Kenny in the USA, and Mintrude in Grenada. Aunt of many, including Alice, Cutis, Betty, Nicholas, Leas, Charlene, Hermie, Kenny, Alex, Decima, Pixie, and Bina. Many other relatives and close friends, including Elizabeth, Veronica, Shirley, the DeGale family, staff of M&C Jones, her in-laws Rosaline, Honora, Kester, Christopher, and Linda. The funeral for the late Yvonne Carol Jones of Subi St. Andrew will be on Tuesday, the 24th of September at 1 o'clock. The funeral service will be held at the Grenville New Testament Church of God. Entombment will be at the family cemetery, Battle Hill. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home.
Lee Stanislaus of Hermitage, who resided at Marley St. Patrick, passed away on Friday, September 6, 2024, at the age of 82. He was the father of Andre, Chris, and Karen, grandfather of Andy, Junelle, Claude, Chris Jr., Melanie, Marlisha, Ebony, and Christian, great-grandfather of one, brother of Raphael and Doyle Stanislaus, Erilyn Friday, Jesse Ferguson, Ermin Benjamin, and Valerie Ned, uncle of many, nephew of Bridget Brazan. Many cousins, other relatives and close friends, including Corden, Joseph, Shirley Ann, Jean, Roseanne, Sherry Ann, George, Roy, Alvin, Elizabeth, Janelle, Kimani, George Mark and family of Lamode St. Patrick, Venna Francis and family, Stedman, Baker, Lowin and Cumsey, the Filbert and Alexander families of Marley and Hermitage, the Stanislaus family in Grenada, the John family of Hermitage, and the Hilaire family, members of United Caribbean Friendly Organization of Grenada St. Patrick Branch, and the St. Patrick Roman Catholic Church family, and friends and neighbors of Hermitage, Monkridge, Marley, Sauters, and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Lee Stanislaus of Hermitage, who resided at Marley St. Patrick, will take place on Tuesday, September 24th at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Sauters Roman Catholic Church, and entombment will be at the Marley Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment as you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest. Visit or call Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
Gregory Elliott Theodore, also known as Mouth of Laureland St. David, died on Sunday the 1st of September at the age of 88. He was the husband of Teresa Theodore, father of Teresa George, Henry Charles, Garnet Sylvan, Lyndon and Rhonda Haynes, Michael Gilbert, Shem Charles, and Anne, stepfather of 8, grand and great-grandfather of many nieces and nephews, other relatives and friends, including the Lucas family of Laborie, matron and staff of the Richmond Home, pastor and members of the Children of the Light and Rock in Wereland Spiritual Baptist Church, friends and neighbors of Laureland. The funeral for the late Gregory Elliott Theodore, also known as Mouth of Laureland St. David, will take place on Wednesday, the 25th of September at 1 o'clock. The funeral service will be held at the Garden of Remembrance Funeral Chapel, Cemetery Hill, St. George's, according to spiritual Baptist rites. Interment will be at the Wilberforce Cemetery. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home. Angela Laura Durham Blair of Canoan Island, who resided in Pity, Martinique, died on Wednesday the 28th of August at the age of 66. She was a beloved mother of Lawrence Blair, Shawnell McQuilkin, Richie, Gary and Flint Blair, and Sarah DeRoche. Cherished grandmother of 17, great-grandmother of 5, sister Vesta Rock and Lucina Telemac of Canoan, Audrey Williams of Trinidad and Mildred Gully of St. Vincent, mother-in-law of 4, aunt of many cousins, other relatives, including the Blair, Belmar, Rock, Caesar, DeRoche, Durham, and Foyle families of Pity, Martinique and Canoan, friends and neighbors of Pity, Martinique. The funeral service for the late Angela Durham Blair of Canoan, who resided in Pity, Martinique, will take place on Wednesday, the 25th of September at 11 a.m. The funeral service will be held at the Sacred Heart Roman Catholic Church, Pity, Martinique. Interment will be at the Sanchez Cemetery. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home.
Claudette Clark of Grand Mole St. George passed away on Monday, September 2nd, 2024, at the age of 62. She was the mother of Nikita Superville, Marvin, Marlene, Garvin and Warren Clark, grandmother of 15 including Tamara and Lanisha Clark, sister of Lennox Clark, also known as Clarko, Alwyn, Wendy Ann and Petra Clark, aunt of many including Kerry, Janelle and Jeremy Clark, mother-in-law of Roger Superville, sister-in-law of Charizette Clark and Heather, niece of Glenna, Ruby Charles, John, Akeda and Michael Marcel. Many cousins, other relatives and close friends, including Deborah and Moses Charles in the USA, Rachel Marcel and family, the Redhead and Charles families of Grand Mole, the Superville family of Brazan, Titel and JJ, and friends and neighbors of Grand Mole and surrounding areas. The funeral service for the late Claudette Clark of Grand Mole St. George will take place on Thursday, September 26th at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Garden of Remembrance Funeral Chapel, Cemetery Hill, St. George's, according to Seventh-day Adventist rites, and entombment will be at the St. George's Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home. Cossil Anastasia Harford, also known as Mom, of Happy Hill, St. George, who resided at Grand Bras, St. Andrew, passed away on Wednesday, 28th August 2024, at the age of 90. Left to mourn her sons Murray, Terry, and Robert, siblings Dale, Lynette, Christine, Ire, and Susie, daughters-in-law Elise and Ruby, grandchildren Mario, Maeve, Terina, Miklon, Morris, and Mercedes, 8 great-grandchildren, special nieces Shirley and Jean, nephews Stafford and Ralston. Many other relatives and close friends, including the Harford families of Happy Hill, Monkmoritz and Grand Bras, the Sandy and Jones families of Happy Hill, and the Graves family of Monkmoritz. The funeral of the late Cossil Anastasia Harford, also known as Mom, of Happy Hill, St. George, who resided at Grand Bras, St. Andrew, will take place on Friday, 27th September, commencing with tributes at 1 p.m. and service at 2 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the St. Andrew the Apostle R.C. Church, Grenville, and entombment will be at the Grand Bras Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Sharon Cecilia Soda McQueen, also known as Tai E, of Montfendu St. Patrick, a retired magistrate's clerk, passed away on Monday, September 9th, 2024, at the age of 68. She was the wife of Doyle McQueen, also known as Mr. Brown, stepmother of Debbie Williamson in the USA and Siobhan Pancho in Canada, sister of Bernadine Soda Mark and Hadrian Soda in Grenada, Raymond St. Bernard and Anthony Soda. Rita Richards, also known as Sight-Her and Mother 99, of Corinth St. David, who resided at Woodland St. George, passed away on Tuesday, September 10th, 2024, at the age of 79. The funeral arrangements for the late Rita Richards, also known as Sight-Her and Mother 99, of Corinth St. David, who resided at Woodland St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Simon Cosmas Lewis, also known as Fego, Tanti Nanny, and Chicken of the Soil, of Mount Craven St. Patrick, passed away on Tuesday, 10th September 2024, at the age of 84. The funeral arrangements for the late Simon Cosmas Lewis, also known as Fego, Tanti Nanny, and Chicken of the Soil, of Mount Craven St. Patrick, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Ted James, also known as Teddy, of Richmond St. Andrew, who resided at Coco Road, Calavini St. George, passed away on Sunday, 15th September 2024, at the age of 69. The funeral arrangements for the late Ted James, also known as Teddy, of Richmond St. Andrew, who resided at Coco Road, Calavini St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home.
Leandra Modeste of Paradise St. Andrew died on Saturday the 14th of September at the age of 38. Funeral service for the late Leandra Modeste of Paradise St. Andrew. The arrangements will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Thomas Alexis, also known as Tomo, Manny, and Norman Young, of Nonpareil St. Mark, died on Monday the 16th of September at the age of 86. Funeral arrangements for the late Thomas Alexis, also known as Tomo, Manny, and Norman Young, of Nonpareil St. Mark, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Kenesha Miniel Bartholomew of Vendome St. George, who resided in Trinidad, died on Saturday the 31st of August in Trinidad at the age of 34. The funeral arrangements of the late Kenesha Miniel Bartholomew of Vendome St. George, who resided in Trinidad, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
Shaquille Alexander, also known as Shaq, or Frequente St. George, died on Friday, September 13th, 2024, at the age of 28. The funeral arrangements for the late Shaquille Alexander, also known as Shaq, or Frequente St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Eilis Winifred Lewis, also known as Teacher Eilis, of Langton Road, Grove, St. John, passed away on Monday, September 9th, 2024, at the age of 87. The funeral arrangements for the late Eilis Winifred Lewis, also known as Teacher Eilis of Langton Road, Grove, St. John, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Andrew Murrell, also known as Uncle, of Clogier St. John, who resided at Bylands and Marquis St. Andrew, died on Sunday, September 1st, 2024, at the age of 66. The funeral arrangements for the late Andrew Murrell, also known as Uncle, of Clogier St. John, who resided at Bylands and Marquis St. Andrew, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Oliver Isaac Williams, also known as O'Brien, of Lower Manjaloo St. George, passed away on Saturday, 7th September 2024, at the age of 79. The funeral arrangements for the late Oliver Isaac Williams, also known as O'Brien, of Lower Manjaloo St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Jean St. Bernard of Café St. George died on Tuesday, September 10th, 2024, at the age of 89. The funeral arrangements for the late Jean St. Bernard of Café St. George will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Florina Barry, also known as Miss Dean, of Coast Guard St. Mark, passed away on Tuesday, September 3rd, 2024, at the age of 89. The funeral arrangements for the late Florina Barry, also known as Miss Dean, of Coast Guard St. Mark, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Anne Bernadette Glean, also known as Sutter, of Croshew St. Andrew, passed away on Thursday, September 5th, 2024, at the age of 79. The funeral arrangements for the late Anne Bernadette Glean, also known as Sutter, of Croshew St. Andrew, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Veronica Charles, also known as Miss Evo, of Close Rock, Westerhall, St. David, passed away on Wednesday, 28th August 2024, at the age of 63. The funeral arrangements for the late Veronica Charles, also known as Miss Evo, of Close Rock, Westerhall, St. David, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Kellen Murrell, also known as Graspy, of New Hampshire, who resided at Snug Corner, St. George, died on Thursday, September 5th, 2024, at the age of 58. The funeral arrangements for the late Kellen Murrell, also known as Graspy, of New Hampshire, who resided at Snug Corner, St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
Agatha Alexis, also known as Tanker, of Florida Grove, St. John, passed away on Sunday, the 1st of September, at the age of 92. The funeral service for the late Agatha Alexis, also known as Tanker, of Florida Grove, St. John, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home.
In loving memory of Cecilia Phyllis Aberdeen of Wells Road, Grenville, St. Andrew, who departed this life on September 22, 2021, at the age of 90. She was laid to rest on October 22, 2021. In life we loved you dearly. In death we love you still. And in our hearts you hold a place no one else ever will. It broke our hearts to lose you, but you did not go alone. A part of us went with you, the day God took you home. Although you are greatly missed, in our hearts your memory lingers, sweetly, tenderly, fond and true. You are gone, but not forgotten. She is remembered by her children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, sons and daughters-in-law, and many other friends and relatives too numerous to mention. May you continue to rest in peace until we meet again. Funeral arrangements were entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
The management and staff of MTV extend deepest condolences to those of you whose loved ones have passed on. Thank you for watching.
I am Godwill James, an MD and a member of Gateway Assembly. Medically, death is regarded as an end or a cessation of life. Different groups view death in different perspectives. While some regard death as a continuation of life, others view it as an infeeble form of life. As a Christian, we may want to view death as a separation of the soul from the body. So, whichever way one may view death, I want to say that may the gentle soul of the faithful departed rest in the bosom of the Lord. Amen.